What is your definition of happiness?
A clear horizon. Nothing to worry about on your plate. Only things that are creative and not destructive.
Nothing is better than iPhone. Or is nothing better than iPhone? So for starters, I would like to shout out and thank my friend Parker Burton. Some of you might be familiar with him, but he basically messaged me and just said, hey, do you want this phone 3A? And I said, absolutely, these things look sick. Now I am a lifelong iPhone user. Back in the day when I couldn't have a smartphone, I had an iPod Touch. So it's been Apple all the way through. I've never once gotten close to owning anything Android, but I've always been curious. You know, I've always looked at these other devices and think, yeah, those look pretty cool and some of those features are pretty nice. But I've been so dedicated and just used to Apple that I've never gone out of my way to switch. But I told Parker that, you know, I was kind of worried that once I got this phone that I would actually like it better than my iPhone, at least the Android aspect of it. To which he responded with, see, I see what you're doing, Parker. I can see right through your Android agenda, don't get me wrong. That is gonna take a lot for me to switch from iPhone to Android. But I will say, this is a good start. In all seriousness, thank you so much to Parker for sending me this phone and helping me bring more content to you guys. Now, the Nothing Phone 3A is a mid-range phone. In fact, it's only $379, which is a lot cheaper than my iPhone. I'm currently rocking an iPhone 15 Pro as my daily device, so comparing the 15 Pro to the 3A isn't a very fair comparison at all, I realize that. This video is more of my initial impressions of the device anyway, since I still need to get some time under my belt with the 3A. So just know, when I'm comparing the two devices, I'm very well aware of the gap between them. I just literally don't have anything else to compare to the 3A, so it's flagship versus this. That's just what it has to be. So with all that being said, let's dive into my initial impressions of the Nothing Phone 3A. Now, obviously coming from iPhone, the 15 Pro, like I said, flagship, the build quality is going to be drastically different. The 3A, you've got some glass on the back, which I guess it was plastic in the past. I'm not sure, at least that's what I heard, but it is glass now, which does look and feel quite nice. The sides is plastic though, versus the titanium on my iPhone, you know, big difference there. But I will say it's not the worst thing in the world. It feels pretty good. Honestly, not as bad as I thought it'd be coming from a metal frame. Overall weight and feel doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel cheap. You know, it doesn't feel like a mid-range phone. It feels like a pretty decent smartphone. Obviously, actually fairly lighter than my iPhone, even though my iPhone is smaller than it. But again, that's just because of the difference in materials. So the build quality honestly is not bad for what it is. I believe the buttons on the side are metal. They feel metal at least, or you know, some kind of aluminum maybe. I'm not sure about the Essential Space Key, which is a key specific to the Nothing Phone 3A. Everything else, like I said, plastic around the side, glass on the back. Pretty standard build construction for a mid to budget range phone. Now, the design of the Nothing Phone 3A, gotta say, I am a huge fan of it. iPhones have looked the same for years now, and to their credit, there's not much for them to change. In my opinion, I think iPhones look very good, very elegant, very premium. So there's not much for them to change, but that being said, it is pretty cool and pretty nice to see something a lot different like the Nothing Phone. Specifically, the Nothing Phones have this clear back design where you can kind of see like the fake internals of the phone. And I really, really do dig it. It's really cool. I love also the little red accent here. I love design aspects like that when companies do that, and it just looks really good. Not a huge fan of seeing the disclaimers in the corner down here. It just looks kind of bad in my opinion. I understand they have to do that. And then you have a little Nothing branding on the other side, which I don't mind that. That looks pretty good. Otherwise, everything else design-wise of this phone looks great. This is the white version. They have a black as well, and then a really good looking blue too. So their colorways are nice, and they all have that little red square, which is, like I said, pretty cool. The camera bump on the back also looks pretty good. It's not as big as the 3A Pro. You can actually see like the circular portion where that camera bump would be if it was the Pro, but just the standard 3A has the little pill shape in the middle, which has kind of like a little like gradient as well that goes up, and it feels pretty good, especially like if you're holding it like this and your hand kind of like rests against it. It feels pretty good in the hand. Honestly, doesn't look bad, doesn't feel bad. So huge fan of the camera bump like that. I've always been, again, used to iPhone having the cameras off to the right, So again, it's just nice sometimes and fun to switch things up and see different designs like that. Let's cover the basic specs of the Nothing Phone 3A just for you really technical guys out there. You got a 6.7-inch display on this thing. You got dual nano SIM tray in this thing, no eSIM, just physical SIM card. You got an IP64 rating, meaning it's dust tight and water resistant, like water splashes and drops. You got the 3 LED light strips on the back as well as your camera flash. You got an AMOLED 120 Hz HDR10 Plus display on this thing with a max brightness of 3000 nits, which is crazy. You've heard of Gorilla Glass, while Nothing phones use Panda Glass on their devices. The OS is running Android 15 with Nothing's OS 3.1 as well. As far as the chip goes, it's a Snapdragon 7 Series Gen 3. You got 12 gigs of RAM with 256 gigs of storage in this thing. You got a 50 megapixel main camera, 50 megapixel telephoto lens, and an 8 megapixel ultra wide in that pill camera bump. Video is capped at 4K up to 30 frames a second, nothing fancy there. Selfie camera is a 32 megapixel 22mm wide lens. You got stereo loudspeakers on here, a fingerprint scanner under the display, and a 5000 milliamp battery inside with 50 watt wired charging. Okay, so let's touch on the initial impressions of the OS. For one, honestly, I actually really appreciate having a fingerprint scanner back. I haven't had a fingerprint scanner on my iPhone in years now. iPhone has never done a fingerprint scanner under the display. I wish they would, because I honestly really appreciate having that feature. I mean, Face ID is fine. I like the fingerprint scanner. We lost that when we went to the X series and the XS, so it's been a while since I've had one, but it's nice to have it on this, and I really do appreciate having that. Anyways, the OS, the way it feels, and just how it looks. Overall, I'm running Nothing's icon pack. There was also an expansion that you could download on the Play Store, which I went ahead because I guess not all icons actually had skins with the default icon pack. So, but you can go to the Play Store and download a pack, which is pretty cool. That's very new to me. Like I said, this is all very new to me, downloading packs and other things. So, but it's very cool. I'm rocking the Nothing OS icons because I like how clean they look. I tried the initial Android apps as well, but I do think I like the Nothing icons, so I'm leaving it on there, as well as this really cool wallpaper that I found in the Nothing icon app, that like expansion app. They've got a bunch of different wallpapers that you can get, and I love this thing, especially like when you power up and down, it kind of like goes in sync with the color gradient there. Really cool. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it. I like cool customization capabilities, so I'm really liking that aspect of Android so far. Overall, everything else feels pretty good. And again, I understand this isn't a flagship, so where there might be some lag versus my iPhone, I understand, you know, the price difference there. So, but otherwise, I am appreciating most aspects of Android. It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to, you know, where you go to find your apps. I'm not a huge fan of the notification center, if I'm being honest, because then I have to like double swipe to get to my my quick settings here. I'm sure there's a way to change that. I have no idea. Like I said, I'm a newbie, so we'll get to that at the end of this video. But so far, initial impressions, not the worst thing in the world. When you come from iOS to something like this, it is a little bit jarring in terms of like, it doesn't seem like it's quite as refined, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It does feel like there's a lot more possibility in front of me, which is a good thing. I'm really looking forward to this week, just learning the ins and outs of Android and just kind of understanding it a lot more to where I can better and more efficiently navigate it. Because right now I do still feel lost. I feel very new still. So, but I'm slowly getting there. I've had this phone for a little over a day and a half now, so we're slowly getting there. But initial impressions, not as bad as I thought it'd be. And I mentioned it earlier in this video, the essential key is what Nothing is calling this. Is the button on the side that's underneath the power button that is specific to the Nothing 3A, like I said. Now, so far, I haven't used it a whole lot, but I feel like I'm gonna use it more than I thought I would. The more I read about it and the more I kept kind of playing around with it and looking into it, I can really see the applications for this kind of button. One click on the button is gonna take a screenshot, and then you can add a note to that screenshot, or if you just hold down the button, it's gonna take a screenshot and then also start recording audio, so you can kind of just add a voice note to that. When I first read about it, I thought it was gonna be super gimmicky because most buttons like this are, but no, this one's actually pretty dope, and it's actually got some applications to it. And lastly, the camera. Now, this is where things get a little unexpected for me. I thought it was gonna go on here and be like, and of course the iPhone, like the camera on the iPhone is gonna be like way better than this thing. But that did not happen. That did not happen at all. And the few tests that I've done with the cameras on this thing, this has been really impressive. And in some cases, most cases actually, it looks better than my iPhone. Now my iPhone does a lot better in color accuracy. I will give it that. This tends to shoot a little cooler. But holy cow, man, the details on this camera for, again, you're getting the quality of this camera for $379. It looks terrific. Like, it does a really good job. I don't know what they did with this thing, but it caught me off guard a little bit with the overall quality of that. Because again, I expected getting to this point of recording this part of the video and being like, and of course, yeah, iPhone all the way. No, I can't. I can say, I think definitively right now, at least, it's a draw. Because like I said, there were some cases where the iPhone's colors looked way better and the Nothing phone just kind of made it way too cool. So, and color is a big thing, especially for me. So, but details wise, man, it's honestly, there were some cases where it just blew my iPhone away. I don't know how, but the camera on this thing, initially, like I said with my tests, I haven't done much low light. I haven't done a lot of tests yet. That's gonna come this week. But as of right now, man, nothing. The camera on this thing, if you're looking for a budget phone with a good camera, so far, this thing is delivering. Wanted to touch on some basic problems I've already come into. There are some apps that just refuse to work on this thing that I need for work, such as mileage trackers and then Slack specifically. Slack also just does not want to display photos or send photos. So that was interesting. I don't know what it is there. I've read that you can like clear cache and other things, and whatever I tried just didn't work, uninstalling and reinstalling. So that's interesting. I don't know why that was. And then same thing for my my mileage tracker. I couldn't log in. I tried multiple things, tried resetting the password, tried logging it out of my iPhone and then signing back in. It was fine on my iPhone, could not on this thing. So I don't know if that's something to do with Nothing specifically, since they're kind of newer, but those were a couple apps that were kind of acting up a little bit. And Google Maps. Google Maps was also placing my location like miles away from where I actually was. and then I would try to like hit go or like get directions and it would start it not even where I was. So Google Maps was a little glitchy for me as well. So those were the main things that I've run into so far on my initial tests. I might have more this week, or I might have less, or I might fix them, the ones that I've run into. As of now, those were my initial concerns, and I'm sure some of you guys in the comments could also help me with those issues as well. So overall, I have been extremely impressed with the 3A's performance, especially the camera. Like I said, I was not expecting it to be that good and even outperform my 15 Pro in, I'll be honest, most of my tests. Is my iPhone overall smoother? Yes. Between the two, I'd have to admit my iPhone still feels better. That's to be expected though. It runs and feels just more premium, and that's because it is. We're talking $1,100 phone versus not even a $400 phone. But let me tell you, when I say the Nothing phone makes it close, I mean it. Anyways, I'm gonna test this thing out for the next week or so, get really familiar with the Android flow and just see how it compares to iOS. But that is where I want you guys to come in. Like I said, I am a newbie, I'm an infant when it comes to Android, so I have no idea how to maximize it. So I need you guys in the comments, all you Android veterans out there that have been lifelong Android users, I need you guys to comment all of your tips, all your tricks, all your hacks of using Android or like the Nothing OS. Again, I'm kind of lost when it comes to all that stuff, but just things that are gonna make my life easier, make me like Android more, and just be able to use this phone as efficiently as possible. I'll be combing through all the comments and looking at everything that you guys suggest for my official review video. Who knows, this might be my first step into switching completely and checking out a flagship class Android device down the road. I know Parker's just doing this with his hands like, yes, we got another one. But for now, this mid-range device has got me questioning things, and I need you guys to help me really put it to the test. That's enough consuming, guys. Get out there, start creating. I'll see you all in the full review.